everybody, my name's Steve, I'm the British Railroader. Welcome back to the Model Railway Room for the second of today's Shows You How videos. And this video comes on the back of a video Soundtraxx did just a few days ago about how you make all of your lighting functions directional on a Soundtraxx Tsunami 2 or even Tsunami decoder. And what I've done is I've applied this to my New York and Atlantic Railway GP38-2 because, as well as headlights and rear lights, which are already directional because they come pre-set up, it also has ditch lights and marker lights which need to come on in the appropriate directions. Now, these are done through the FX3, FX4, FX5 and FX6 outputs. And they're all individually switch on and offable, so the directionality doesn't come in unless you switch them on. But all of this is done through CVs 57 and 58. Now, one thing I am going to say to you is if you haven't downloaded it already, download the Tsunami 2 Diesel User's Guide. As you can see, I put part one, I call this one part one, the basics. It's because it's such a thick book that actually it takes up 2 files in my folder. So I've split it personally into part 1 and part 2. And this bit up to pages, let me just have a little look, pages about 44, 45, really are the basic setup. And then everything after that is a little bit more complex, hence the reason why I've got the basics and advanced. But if you go to the page 31, which I have here, you will see it has all about the enable directional lighting. So basically what they've done is CV57 is set up for everything to go forward. CV58 is set up for everything to go in reverse, apart from the headlight and the tail light. So there is, as you can see on this table, for the headlight to be on, CV57 needs a value of 1. And for the tail light to be on, CV58 needs a value of 2. And so what they've done is for all of the other functions, they've set them so they can be both directions. They will come on no matter what direction you are in. So when you look at the original CVs and you read them, I can't remember what they total. I think it's 250 something. But basically, CV57 is, say, 254, and CV58 is 255. It's just one difference between the two to allow for the fact that, you know, it's none. So what I've done is I've done it so that actually not all of them are directional, because I want to be able to choose the direction. And so because, for example, my front ditch lights are on CV3, I have added, and I've written it down on a piece of paper just to be sure, I have put in a value of 5 into CV57, which means that when I switch on function 3, to put the ditch lights on, if I then reverse direction, those ditch lights will go off. They will only be on if it's in forward direction. And what I've also added onto that is 32. So I've got a total CV value in CV57 of 37. And that means that the rear class lights, which are on function 6, they will then come on when the loco is going forward and turn off when the loco goes the other way. And then I've set up CV58 similarly. That's got a value of 26, which means that the rear light and functions 4 and 5 will come on as it's going in the other direction. But let's move over to the layout and we will have a little look. Okay, so the loco is on. And as you can see, the headlights and the front ditch lights are on, and they're moving around to the back. We have the rear class lights. I'm going to stay around the back here because I'm now going to put it in reverse. The rear class lights go off. The rear headlights and ditch lights come on. And if I go back round to the front, the headlights and the ditch lights have gone off and the rear class lights have gone back on again. And this means that I can have all of these functions on at all times, but it just makes them directional. And the great thing is as well, because the functions you switch on and off individually anyway, if this is mid-train and I just want the headlights to be on or the class lights, I can switch off the other functions, and that would just be it. So you've still got all of that controllability. When you look over here at my CSX GP38-2, which is an Athearn Genesis unit, its ditch lights at the front are already set up to be directional. So if the ditch lights are on and you hit reverse, the ditch lights go off automatically at the front. There are no ditch lights at the back. So that one's already set up. But hopefully I've shown you how you can set it up on locos that you've fitted your decoders to. Okay, there we go. That's it for this episode of Shows You How. Once again, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe. And I'm Steve, the British Railroader, saying goodbye from the Model Railway Room. Bye-bye.